I think tribalism is something that has played a very, very, should I say, a non-pleasant role in Nigerian politics, especially the modern day politics we play today. And I think it's not going to spare anybody. When people come in and canvass for votes in a divisional manner, you can also place it in religion, but let's focus on tribalism. You can choose a religion, but you can't choose a tribe. And so it's a more delicate something than religion to me when it comes to the relation to election. So a lot of politicians, they canvass for votes with tribe. They do it a lot. It's your enemy. It's not your brother. Yes, and I've said it. If you bring someone to know how very we are related in Africa I'm not talking of Nigeria now, but I'm talking of Africa per se. If you bring someone from Malawi and bring someone from Liberia, you might not tell the difference easily. That's how close we are. And I say tribalism is a disguised racism. Why do you think you can stereotype somebody, a group of people, so easily and invest that stereotype hatred? Stereotype is not actually a bad thing because it's an observation. Okay, the group of people behave in a certain way and the group of people behave in a certain way. But when that stereotype is padded with hatred, padded with a negative feeling towards that group of people, it becomes toxic. And it's a weak link in our democratic system of practice here in Nigeria, in the sense of people capitalize on it.
I think people are afraid. If a person looks at you, normally they don't know you. For example, I used to have this huge mop, and recently people are like, "Oh, you're more approachable now." If you met me when I had a mop, I looked like someone that was going to mess you up instantly. I don't talk that much, so it's very difficult. And I think when people don't understand something naturally, they go against it. No matter how much time you've had to study that thing, or if you've not understood it yet, you'll go against it. The thing is, if you can take away that fear from the average human being about another person, then we have a way to go through to solve the problem of tribalism. It's sad.
Very sad.
It's sad because we're all human beings. But I can say, well, if the moment we drop the fear, then we can have a way to go about the whole tribalism thing.
It's good to respect heritage, where you come from. As you just said, if you meet somebody for your tribe, what connects you is the language first. It's not for the resemblance. It's the language. In fact, you can speak the same language fluently and can understand from what other people can understand. You feel a sense of connection. But it shouldn't affect the judgment. The fact that I can see two people, I'm already stereotyping one that he has a negative part of him. You understand? Before I haven't interacted with that person, no two people are the same, no matter the tribe or where they come from. And I think it's that stereotype, that negative stereotype we attach. There are so many good things about a lot of tribes. There are so many negative things I believe should be reformed.
There's enough resources everywhere. If we're making sure that we're doing the right thing by everybody, we could have enough to be very well. Even the poorest of us would have enough. But we have this survivalist mentality, and if the survivalists are the worst of people. It's where all that evil is just the need to survive. There's always a sinister thing about a human being. If we can cancel all of that, if we can give ourselves a reason to trust each other, I think that's the word there. That's the problem. Trust. We don't trust ourselves enough to say, well, the Yoruba man can be my president and I'm Igbo, and that's fine. And even the ones that we have now, the people that we have now saying, well, the Yoruba man can be my president and I'm Igbo, or the Igbo man can be my president and I'm Yoruba.
A leader comes in, a prominent person from your tribe comes in and, it canvass for votes via tribal interest. I'm going to improve this tribe, I'm going to be better than this tribe, those kind of way they do it, they canvass for vote and everything. And when they get to power, you observe they neglect the people because those are not the true needs of the people. You understand? They don't actually talk, they don't talk, we're going to put constant power because you're a human being. They tell you going to put constant power because you are this tribe. And it's a toxic mentality to take into power. You understand? Because when you treat people as a human being first, before any other thing, that is a priority as a human being. You show a little bit of compassion. All I'm saying in essence is tribalism it's I think it's a sweet word. It's so sweet that people are, no,
is it possible?
It does sound so sweet that, but it's a very demonic something.
Yeah.
It's okay. In fact, it's worse than racism.
Is it possible that it's ever going to stop?
I think it's going to stop from the nuclear family.
Okay.
You understand? When you give birth to your child, you make the child see the content of the human being that is dealing with before the person's stereotype.
Okay.
You understand? I've met a lot of good people from other tribes that they have claimed to be bad for what they know them to be, but they are not what they are.
Yeah, and you were surprised.
I was very surprised because that was the knowledge I grew up with, and it's a toxic knowledge you have to break. Tribalism makes us forget the common resource we have and focus on our human problem.
Yeah.
You understand? Our human problem than the communal problem. You know, it's a very very deep topic. There are so many things that divide us in this country, and more than the things that build us, that bring us together. And I keep saying it. I don't want to say federal government, but it also applies to private investors. They should come and invest in sport. Sport is the number one thing that brings people together. Sport, if football, golf, or the case may be, it's a very big factor that can solve tribalism.
Yeah.
That can make people know. I mean, people that are not really had conversation with other tribes that heard bad things about. They've not had deep conversation with them to know that they're not really different from themselves. I still believe the nuclear family has a big role to play.
Okay.
The nuclear setup and the education going forward. It's good to, the essence of tribe is celebrate where it came from. Celebrate it. Also, go to festival, go for carnivals.
Okay.
It shouldn't determine your judgment. It shouldn't determine your interest. Let's take Nigeria as a case study. The fact that we share a land border with different tribes means we are related. First of all, and that should be the first thing that counts.
Okay.
Because I keep saying it, if somebody can enter the country from Borno, the person has entered Lagos.
Yeah.
It's just as simple as it is. You understand? So that shows the interest we have. Is this land mass we see ourselves in? It should be the first thing. It shouldn't be the fact that we are different. We are different by something we met.
Okay.
You didn't choose a tribe.
Yeah.
As much as a lot of people want to choose that tribe. So it shouldn't deter judgment. It should be a reason for judgment. I'll give you an example. There's so many tribes in Nigeria that if you look deeply, there are other tribes in that tribe.
Yeah.
There are other sub-tribes. So are you going to tell me that based on the fact that I have to find something that comes exactly from my tribe? You see the reason it's tilting to politics. People who are canvassing for votes use it as an advantage. And based on the fact that we practice a toxic politics in Nigeria, a very toxic politics, you know, I don't think that the Nigerian politics, the system of our political party, how they were created, their function can provide peace, can provide progress. A political party that was founded with criminality will always maintain that criminality. But there's so many things that divide people. It's not just tribalism is very serious because it's not something that is invested upon you. You can't easily take it off.
Yeah.
And people that change religion, you can't change your tribe. So people, the politicians, as you say, they see the weak points. Understand? There's many factors that come into play. One of the factors is the fact that politics is very attractive in Nigeria. The profit of politics, as they claim, which is not supposed to be, is very attractive, which means people can go extra miles.
Yeah.
As I said, as I was going back, there's many things that divide us. You can come through. People use religion. People even use union.
Yeah.
People just come and meet market women and tell them that don't vote for this man, he will scatter this market, which is likely not going to do. I've seen that's the weak part of democracy. I think the political part of democracy is a very weak part. The idea of democracy, as I keep saying, I like the idea of democracy for the people, of the people, and with the people. It's a saleable idea. But how do we practice it? Especially in a country where there are lines of division everywhere. For Nigeria to progress, the nuclear family has a big role to play. It starts from the small. You know, we can always blame the politicians, but are products of the masses. So if the ideology in society is not well corrected, it's going to spoil the bigger picture. They claim that, I think a lot of people are playing on negligence and poverty and illiteracy. And it's a painful thing. What I want Nigerian politicians play with, especially those in the north, they play with the negligence, illiteracy, the mass illiteracy, not just illiteracy, because there's a mass illiteracy and poverty there. They play with it. They find it's a tool, it's a weapon for them. And when you have those weapons, you are very confident of you are going to retain your means of entry to power. Okay, I'll give an example. in the north, there's a part of the north that the moment you just speak Hausa, they bought your idea. They don't care if you are telling them you are going to evacuate them from that community.
Yeah.
Based on the affinity they have with their tribe. It's good to love your tribe. It's a very honorable thing. But if it affects your judgment, that's where the problem comes in. And those things can be solved by quality education. Quality Nigerian education, not quality British education. I can't go and learn British things in the Nigerian society. Quality, and this is where most people are this survivor country. We're living in a country where survival is the theme of the day. Everybody wants to survive. Professors are surviving. Can the professors survive and the country go forward? In lecture halls, they debated democracy, they debated communism in lecture halls. So when a professor in Nigeria is hungry because of the system that has been created, it defies all logic. It makes every other thing crumble in the sense of education-wise. And without education and enlightenment, it's a dead country.
Anyway. The best way to deal with this tribalism thing is, in as much as you've mentioned the family, I believe in the ability of an individual to change everything. One individual can change everything. If that individual can touch another person, then that's it. We're set for life. But the problem is, are individuals, ourselves, myself, am I willing to lay down that fear that I have, that thing that cripples me, that makes me have to constantly look at my back and think, well, this person is from here, and so they will behave this way towards me, and I have no trust at all. If we can teach ourselves to trust our own selves more, perhaps we'll be able to trust the other person.
In relation to politics, people take advantage of people's interest. People's interest is saying their culture thrive. You see, it's a very honorable feat to achieve that. But when it affects the judgment, it affects the ability for you to see someone else different in a positive light. Without some people that before seeing somebody from another tribe, they already see negativity, and that is
just because the tribe, just because
because of the tribe, not because of the person's content, and that's a myopic. It's a myopic way of seeing life, and it's a plague in Africa. And when you can't trust somebody else, you can't progress. You can't do good business in the scope of African politics. Tribal lines, religious lines, they prevail. Most of the problems we face in this country are man-made problems. We don't have natural disasters. We don't have earthquakes. We don't have these problems that were created by men before us. So we have to help our children to scale through this problem. Okay, let's picture that they built this country to the north, the west, and the east. Let's give it a very fallacious image of that. And you observe that even in those countries that are going to break, they're going to be a problem. Because the mindset is not properly set. They don't trust each other. There are some people that don't trust their own tribe. So the problem first is trust. Then the nuclear family, they have to set it right. They have to stop this tribal profiling. People come to this world with open mind when it comes to beliefs. People have to learn belief. People have to observe beliefs. And when they observe that, my parents is like this to this tribe, my grandparents, understand? They wear that canopy and it evolves into something bigger that plays into politics. And it's a tragedy in any society.